News from abroad now. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi is accusing former Crown Prince Hamza bin Hussein of conspiring with foreign elements to destabilise the country. Prince Hamza, who is a half-brother of King Abdullah, has been placed under house arrest. The unprecedented incident has raised concerns about the stability of a country that is in a rather volatile region. Let's chat more about this and why it should mean anything to us with Naeem Jina. He's the Executive Director of the Afro-Middle East Centre. Naeem, good morning. Thanks so much for your time. And I suppose we all love a royal scandal, but what is your understanding of what's happening with the royal family there in Jordan?
Well, firstly, most people don't believe that there actually was a planned coup. What is going on is something other than that, and perhaps setting the scene for some other developments. So what has happened as a result of these accusations is a whole lot of kind of outpouring of support for the king and for the kingdom, by of course demonizing Hamza and others. And so the belief is that this is setting the scene for something to happen. But no one really believes that there was a coup that was being planned.
So, Naeem, what is the sort of history of the royal family? What is the relationship between these half-brothers? Is it something that has been brewing for a while, or like you say, setting the scene for something else? Is there a suspicion that there are outside forces that might be at work here, pitting one against the other?
So the relationship between the king, Abdullah, and Hamza is, as you they're half-brothers, same father, different mothers. And when Abdullah became king, Hamza was crown prince. He was kind of fired from that position in 2004 by Abdullah, who then appointed his son as the crown prince. Since then, Hamza has not taken a very public profile. He has some support in the kingdom, particularly among young people, some elements within the opposition. He is generally understood to be clean, not corrupt, etc. But he doesn't seem to have kind of political ambitions, is not really interested in becoming the king as he was supposed to have been, etc. But the other couple of people that have been arrested, so one of them is Basim Awadullah, who was a former finance minister, also an advisor to the king's court, until he was fired a couple of years ago. He is very close to the Saudis. He's also very close to the Emiratis, and he has a reputation for being involved in lots of corrupt things in the kingdom. So the suspicion is that there's something going on with him and the other really minor kind of prince, who's very closely associated with him, and two of them associated with the Saudis. And there's something going on there in terms of, creating some kind of disruption, not necessarily a coup. And Hamza seems to have got caught in the crossfire. Perhaps if the intention of the security forces is to get lots of PR out of this, attaching the name of Prince Hamza to it will give them that. So there's something that is going on, but no one is really sure what that is.
Now, we know that Jordan is seen as a key Western ally. It is in a volatile region. What are the implications if something is going on, if it turns out to be something like a coup, if that happens, what would be the implications for the region and the rest of the world?
Well, firstly, Jordan is stable. If we have to use that term, I don't like the term because it masks a whole lot of other things, but politically Jordan is pretty stable. The security forces and the army are extremely strong, and some Jordanians joke that the country is run not by the king but by the intelligence services. So they're pretty strong. They keep a lid on things quite well. So there's very little chance that there's going to be a coup. Certainly, if you don't have any elements of the military behind you, it's a bit difficult to organize a coup in that kind of way. If, however, it did plunge into some kind of instability, it won't be allowed to get far because, as you say, it's a very strong ally of the United States. Also, in a sense, it's an ally of Israel. And anything, 70% of the Jordanian population is Palestinian. Anything that's going to threaten Israel, the United States is going to step in. Saudi Arabia is not going to allow that to happen either. So the big Arab regional powers, as well as the US, will step in very rapidly, precisely because of, as you pointed out, it's important geopolitical situation.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. We'll continue to watch what's happening in Jordan. And as you heard Naeem Gina say there, that very unlikely that things will be allowed to get out of control because they are a key Western ally.